And I know we met in Amsterdam, you asked to be my man. How can I say no to that? Let me come to you, darling. Let me be your forbidden fruit, and I'll forever be in paradise with you. And I'll forever be in paradise with you.
Wow. Thank you so much. What's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram is Elena Jolie Music.
I'm gonna follow you right away. Can somebody follow her?
And send creepy messages in the middle of the night.
I told you. I already warned her that you would start sending.
I'm a creep. I do the DM thing.
Elena, how old are you?
I'm 21.
She's legal.
Thank you, Sina.
You're great. You have a great charisma, great aura,
you.
great voice.
Thank you.
We'll make you big. Thank you so much, Elena. Okie dokie.
She's already big.
Tarik,
Yes.
let me make the jokes today.
Okay, so tonight we have the Tarik special. And that means that Tarik has to land now a little bit because he just had
I was with head of the PVV, Bosma, and we discussed the future of Holland without democracy, which was very interesting. So I'm still a little bit busy with that side of the the revolution, the right-wing revolution that's going to happen soon.
but we'll drag him right into his past, present, and future with Sina, our lovely host,
The behind man.
and behind the man, and we're going inside with the behind man tonight.
Yes, what we try to do is what other journalists have tried but never succeeded at, was to get really inside who Tarik is and really get a feel of his identity. The working title of this was Inside Tarik. You found that a bit too gay, so we're not using that. We're just gonna... so we're gonna start by going through your life chronologically and stick to facts, because I'm not a deep guy. I'm just a human being. And then later, I know you're a visionary, but then later we have Salima, who will go in depth with you about the meaning behind your being. Well, I'm just interested in who you are.
And as the other nights, Hans will brighten whatever we do by his musical genius talent.
You had an hour to prepare.
Hans, come on.
Behind the scene now, behind the scene now, behind the scene now, behind the scene now.
Thank you so much. I took it a little literal. Okay, serious stuff.
Yes.
What's your name?
Tarik Sadouma,
Tarik Sadouma.
a.k.a. Jafar al-Hazrat.
Okay, what does Tarik Sadouma mean? What does Tarik mean?
It's a surah of the Quran called Tarik, and it's usually seen as a star, a pulsating star.
Mm-hmm.
It also sounds gay, so...
It's okay. This is a safe space. Yeah. You have a Dutch nationality, but you have two ethnical backgrounds.
Yes.
What are those?
I'm half Egyptian. My late father was from Egypt, from Cairo.
He was born in Cairo.
Yes. Yeah.
So why did he leave?
My father was from a poor background, and he was allowed to, at a certain point, to study engineering. When he was drafted for the army, he found it a very unpleasant experience because it was still very classicist, and he decided to leave.
And then he came to Amsterdam, in Holland.
Yeah, he got a job. He needed to work. He had a little pot of honey and some blankets that his mother gave him for
honey
the trip.
to eat?
Yeah. And then he slept at the central station.
For a longer period of time?
No, because he got a job quite soon. I think it was...
As an engineer?
No, not as an engineer. In a fast food restaurant. And after a couple of weeks, he became the manager because he was good at calculations and very
Working ethics.
organized.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't speak the language. He had a Jewish. There was a Jewish owner, and it was meritocratic. So my father was a smart man, and so he could get a good job very fast. After that, he started dealing cars. Making money from second-hand cars, and he worked as an engineer for a while in Delft. Then they had to do more studies to get like the more like on Dutch level, and then he was already making so much money with the cars that it wasn't beneficial to him anymore.
What was his name?
Sayed
Sayed
yeah.
Sadouma.
Yes.
Beautiful. And how did you meet your mom?
In the Wimpy.
In the Wimpy.
I think Wimpy.
Yeah, she was a customer and
no, she worked there.
Oh, she worked there.
Yeah, and my mom was very attractive. Like she had like a very attractive physique. I think she has double D cup or something. And my father was very strict. And she was always like getting extra things and mayonnaise. Well, like she wouldn't pay for anything. And my father, he put a stop to that. And I think I don't know, that's why she fell in love with him, because she felt she couldn't manipulate him or something.
Where's your mom from?
My mom grew up at the IJsbaanpad, which is behind the Rietveld Academy.
Okay.
And it was like they had a woonboot, which is like a what do you call that?
So in the Netherlands we have a lot of water.
Yeah.
And and not very much land. So as a result, people start living on water boats. Nowadays, it's very, very hard to get a houseboat because all the places are given. But it's kind of like a OG thing.
Yeah, it's like very Amsterdam-y, and but her family wasn't originally from Amsterdam. Like my grandfather was from Zaltbommel.
Oh yeah, actually, her mom's family is from a place where I lived, Zaltbommel.
Okay. Where is that?
Z-bomb represents.
How's that interesting?
Oh,
it's interesting for me.
Yay! I'm part of this history as well.
Do I have to scave and polish every word that I say to be interesting? Because then I can better stand up and go.
Smile.
Yes.
And then you went to school in Amsterdam North, is that correct?
But we lived in Diemen for a while. My earliest memories are from Diemen, before I was 3 years old. And then we went to Amsterdam North, to Het Breed. And I would say North was at the time a little bit of a ghetto. But we already had a bought house. So we had a house.
So you were not really working class?
No, my father was a business owner. So he had bought a restaurant. That we still have in the center of Amsterdam. When I was born, he basically signed the contract. So like he was, yeah. We had we weren't rich at the time, but.
Okay. How were you as a pupil? How were you at school? Were you the class clown like me, or were you the serious guy? Were you the loner? Were you the leader?
I was a loner. I left a lot of times to Egypt, so I would,
During school?
Yes, I just left. So,
alone or
sometimes months at ends.
Really?
4
like with your
months.
parents?
Yeah,
or
I
no?
missed 3 years of school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah,
so then
please.
it balanced out a little bit. I would just go to Egypt and live in Egypt.
With whom?
With my parents.
They were okay.
My father would go back and forth to the business, and I would be with my very poor area in Egypt, where my family's from, Shobra.
Did you go to school in Egypt then?
Never.
Or just skip school? What did you do
school.
all day as a kid?
Play with rabbits.
That's very fascination
Yeah,
for
that's
rabbits.
also where my art started from. Like when we got rabbits to play, and then we had to name the rabbit. So
Okay.
you think like Floppy. I think it was Floppy. and then
For the
I think you're mixing your memory with that of.
And then after that, you get to know the rabbit. It's a cute rabbit, and
Is this sexual?
after that they kill it and they eat it.
Oh.
And actually I did this at the SS, the German intelligence Nazi. You get to, as a soldier, you have to get a cat or a rabbit or whatever, and then you play with it. And then after the training, you have to kill it yourself. And that's just very hard. But in Egypt, this is children's stuff.
Wow.
So I got a very nice training.
Did you kill animals?
Not for fun, but.
But you did. Okay, interesting. And then, and where did your fascination for the arts? When did you start to make art, and what kind of art was it?
This is great, Tarik. Tell the viewers and tell Sina about the haunted houses.
Oh yeah.
The haunted houses?
Yeah, I used to build haunted houses as a kid. I had like a nerd friend who was a year older, and he was already very interested in physics and chemistry. And we used to build like strange, and we would create effects that you would get some smoke and stuff like that.
In the bathroom.
Some lighting effects and horror things. And then I would collect money from the parents.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, his mom said that he would like completely rebuild the bathroom with his own drawings and light
Good.
effects and
Make
whatever.
slime and stuff like that.
And that's actually nice, right? Because
That's what he does here.
That's what he does here. He has a real, actual function.
But now I really want to end democracy. That's different. But
Okay, we get there. Be
It grows
patient.
with you.
We're almost there. Be patient. We do this chronologically.
I think it's
Okay. And how did you hear of the Rietveld Academy? How did you apply?
No. We missed high school.
High school.
still in my primary school things.
Okay.
You have to do it very
This is primary.
thoroughly.
Like you were how old when you made the bathroom haunted houses?
5, 6 years old.
Okay.
we still have 40 years to go, Sina.
I was thinking of teenage Tarik.
Yeah. Okay. So high school.
High
How
school.
was that? You lived in Noord.
Well, first of all, primary school was terrible. I hated all my teachers. So I was already, when I went to high school, I had a very negative perception of what it was like to grow up for me in Holland. And then I went to high school, and it became way worse also.
Why was it bad?
Because it was silly. Like they would take away your marks. Like if you get good marks, then they said I had a bad personality. So then they would just change the number. Like you have a 10, and then you get a 9 minus. And
That's good in Holland, right?
it's the highest, you know, and 10 out of 10. And then I decided that it's all a fraud anyway. And it doesn't really matter what marks you get. And I just made sure that I never had to redo the year.
So he always
left 1 year.
either got a 1 and he would actually put effort into getting a 1, which is the lowest possible, or get a 10 or a 9, and then he would end up having an average of 6, which would make him pass.
fucking around with the teachers, and my only thing was in high school to
What were you good at?
annoying teachers.
No, but what were you good at?
Everything.
Dutch, math, everything, biology?
it was not a problem,
Sports,
but-
how were you with sports?
I wasn't very good at sports in the beginning because I had like some injury to my leg from an early age. So I walked with a limp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then when I
That's kind of funny.
and then I was 11, I decided to be a professional soccer player because that made my father smile, and my father did not smile a lot. So for me, that was then the thing. Like when I went to school, I got marks. He was never very interested. But then soccer we could do together.
What was your favorite soccer club?
Oh, yeah, I supported sometimes PSV because everybody supported Ajax.
Rebel
It was a
rouser.
way to pick more fights with my primary school classmates.
Your friends, basically.
No, I didn't have a lot of friends. No, I had to fight my way through primary school.
You're so
basically.
charming now. So, and you're,
Yeah, it's stupid to say.
were you a
but
hater? Were you a
I
bully?
was hated.
Were you a bully?
No,
Did
I
you
was
bully?
picked on.
You were picked
But
on?
I would fight back. So it was
What did they
like-
pick you on?
I just gave my classmates a feeling that they were idiots, and then they would beat me up, try to beat me up with, like gang on me. And after a while, I decided just to, always go after the leader of the bunch and do as much damage as possible. And then after a while, they would leave me alone for 6 months. And then after 6 months, they would try again. I would again beat up the leader.
Because you were strong, like you were.
I was quite strong, yeah. But also this didn't make me popular with teachers.
But with the girls.
I protected the girls. Like I always had this tendency
that,
to protect women.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a kid, yeah.
I do the opposite.
Yeah, that's why I became a pimp, because as a pimp you protect women.
Not there yet.
We get there. We get there. You
When
activated it.
Tarik was 9 years old. No, actually, so Tarik, when did you read Pimp?
Pimp when I was 15.
That's
okay,
the iceberg slim
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, then
It's a
you
high
can
school
talk about
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Where are we now? Why are we
We're
now?
in 15, iceberg
timeline.
slim. Iceberg
So
slim
I think
timeline.
you are around, I don't know, 10, 11 years old. And I think you are now slowly going to middelbare school,
Yeah.
high school.
So I already hated everybody, and it became worse in high school.
Were you reading a lot?
No, I stopped reading at, I think, the age of 13, 14. I used to read an incredible amount as a child.
What sci-fi?
Yeah, also I always liked mythology a lot. I read some Dutch literature, I guess, at that time. I liked to read history a lot and encyclopedic facts I liked a lot. But suddenly, I think I started to hate reading, and I've never really recovered from that. Also the nice thing is that, of course, my pseudonym El Hazret is actually also, it's all has read. So Lovecraft invented a character that has read everything and doesn't read anymore. So I thought it was also an appropriate name.
I did not know that.
Somebody asked, Avius River asked, is that when he read Lovecraft? But the answer is no.
I read a lot of Tolkien. I was really into that. And I think another forming moment as an artist was when I found out what an alliteration was. So there's one Quranic surah, Qul Penes, Melekenes, Ilahenes, Meshara was Wezachanes, Alezi was Fisudurnes, Min Jannati Nes. It's an alliteration, and it's actually the hissing of the sound of Satan. So I had some Quranic lessons, and then I said to my Quran teacher, like, I think it's about the hissing sound of the devil. So he didn't get it, and I got into a fight. He said, like, you blasphemous piece of shit. But I was quite sure. As a child, I thought it cannot be coincidence. I mean, if you say that this is God's word, there has to be something relevant to the form, you know? Like, I just felt like form and content were very important together. And I think this was even more than creating the ghost houses. I think maybe it's a little bit related. I didn't feel that in the community. So my father, actually, the guy tried to beat me up, the imam. And my father said, well, enough of that. You don't have to do Quran lessons anymore.
It wasn't voluntarily.
What?
Your parents sent you to Quran school.
Of course, I'm a child. They decide,
Okay,
it was at home. Like, my father introduced me to the stuff. But when he felt like it was not nice for me.
Were you fascinated by it?
Yes,
by the Quran?
very much. Yeah.
You would call yourself a Muslim?
Yes, definitely. But I'm a quite unconventional Muslim. Yeah, and then I started to study Latin in the second year of high school, gymnasium. And then we got Ovid. Of course, also alliterations are very important in the work of Ovid, with the quit, quack, 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 quack. People turning into frogs, they start talking with Q, quack, 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 quack. So the sound of a frog. And then I felt like, oh my God, you know, there's a connection between what I found out as an 8-year-old and what's happening here. And that was for me, I don't know, just a love story. Mm-hmm. I just felt that was really interesting. Mm-hmm. But I was more like a visual. I was at the time also very interested in visual stuff. I also, as a child, was very interested in painting. And I think that was the basis of my, the start of my artistic curiosity.
What was the Smurf thing?
Yes, I was a very perverted child.
Oh yeah?
Yes, and I had sexual feelings towards cartoons.
Smurfina in this case.
No, it was not about gender. It was just
Papa Smurf.
It was the transformation of these cartoon things that I found very erotic. Wow. I didn't have a concept yet so much of the physical, but it was just like the idea.
Also, Ovidius' fault.
Yeah, I was reacting very strongly to transformation, metamorphoses, and also I had an intellectual fascination with those kinds of language patterns. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Is this when did you start?
I jerk off to poetry. Okay.
Okay. And when did you start making art? And
yeah, that's
was
the
it
question.
painting?
I don't know. Is that what does it mean? Start making
like
art?
the Ghost House wasn't an art project.
No,
consciously.
it is.
It's very difficult. It's like you first fall in love with art. You fall in love with other artists' work.
Who was the first artist you fell in love with?
Well, the first love experience was with the Quran.
And visual art?
I mean, my mother always used to take me to the Rijksmuseum, so I would say Rembrandt probably.
That's a good one.
No.
Can't fail on that.
But I also liked comic books and stuff like that, so I had like a... No.
Okay, and how did you hear of the Rietveld Academy? And how did you apply? And how was your toelating?
Well,
We're gonna skip high school?
No, okay. No, high school. Do we have questions for high school?
Yeah, maybe just like a few words, like who was your best friend?
Sucks.
Who was your best friend?
No, first I want to say, like any young Muslims kids watching or young Muslims, don't go to school.
Set to the camera.
Become a criminal. You're never gonna get equal chances, whatever you do. And the best idea is to just follow suit with Tahi and start dealing cocaine. Okay.
Okay, Hans.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Can we have a little music with that?
Come.
Become a drug dealer.
Okay, Hans is gonna.
Can you do Eric Clapton, cocaine?
Yeah.
No.
Because the next
I was listening to your story of
The Smurfs, huh?
No.
You look like Father Smurf and I look like Father Smurf.
Yeah, I know, with
I
the
think we
beard.
have a connection here.
Yeah.
Like there's something going on.
Yeah.
Like all we need is the blue paint. Somebody said like blue paint and red paint yesterday. I think he was in on it.
Yeah, what looks like red paint but smells like blue paint.
Whatever.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
Why do I keep seeing Maud's ass all the time? It's so weird. Like every time something falls, Maud's ass up.